Okay, so we're gonna make a grilled turkey and bacon sandwich. And years ago, the restaurant chain Denny's would call this the Super Bird, and I loved it as a kid. So I'm gonna call it a Super Bird. You call it whatever. My kids sometimes call it a turkey bird. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start with some sourdough bread. You can make this with real bread, but sourdough bread gives a really nice crunch to the outside of the sandwich because you're gonna use a little mayo on it while you grill it, so it's gonna get a little bit soggy. So using the sourdough bread, it's more dense and it keeps it from being squishy. Okay, so what I do first is I take deli style turkey, and it's sliced about like a 1. And I do this in separate parts. I fry my bacon on my George Foreman grill, and I have it ready ahead of time. I slice in my tomatoes and I salt and pepper them, and I have them ready. And I have a plate ready to put the turkey with whatever cheese you decide. Now we use Monterey Jack. Mozzarella works really good with the sandwich too. But I lay a piece of cheese on top of the turkey like this, and I'll show you why. If you've ever made sandwiches with meat or with thick, hard cheese, sometimes it takes a while for that hard cheese to melt. Well, what happens is your bread burns while you're waiting for your cheese to melt. So to remedy that, what I like to do is put the turkey and the cheese on a plate. And I'm gonna make 2 because that's what my cameraman wants right now. Just like that. And I pop these in the microwave for about 30 seconds or until the cheese is starting to melt. I have my griddle already on and ready. And I just open a stick of butter. I don't try to butter the toast because you tend to tear the bread up with cold butter, and it's just a lot of work. This works just as easily. So put butter on your griddle, put you a few slices of sourdough bread, just like that. Check and see. Yeah, that looks really good. I'm gonna leave that in there for a second. The cheese is melted nicely on the turkey pieces. Now, take some regular mayo. This isn't Miracle Whip, this is mayo. And the difference is Miracle Whip has like a sweet flavor, and mayo has a slightly sour, lemony taste, and it's really good with the mixed with the flavors of the tomato and the bacon at the same time. So just do that. And your griddle is about at 300, 350. Like I said, you want to be really careful because you don't want to burn the bread fast. You know, you don't want to ruin your whole sandwich because the griddle is on too high. So now we have melted cheese and turkey. And we pick each one of those up and lay them on a piece of bread. Just like that. Put that to the side. Now you have your sliced tomatoes. Now try to slice these pretty thin because again they're kind of wet and you don't want your sandwich to be dripping soggy. But the tomato really brings out the flavor of the sandwich. Just like this. These are really easy. The reason I wanted to do this series is because it's summertime, and a lot of times you don't want to cook a whole meal at night. Like lay a couple of slices of bacon on top. You don't want to heat your whole house up cooking a huge meal with your oven on and stuff. But with this, you can just come in and make a couple of sandwiches, and I'm going to show you how to do a tomato basil soup to go at the end of this series too, because grilled cheese and tomato soup always goes really well together. Okay, so when these start to brown, just flip them over like that and smash them down. Just like that. At this point, if you want it a little bit more crunchy, add a little bit more butter to your griddle. And take your sandwich and flip it over just like that. This is, like I said, this is super, super easy. We have this for supper a lot around here. Okay. So I'm going to get a plate. Get ready to put these out. And I think altogether they take like 5 minutes to make. When I cook them, I make anywhere from 12 to 13 at a time for everybody that lives here. That takes a little bit longer, but for 1 or 2, it's a quick process. Over again to make sure you have it on both sides. And I think that's about the color I want. You can make them darker if you like, but I like them about that golden brown. Can you see that okay? Over there? Place these on the plate. And there you go.